Mrs. Aubuchon. I teach Chemistry 1, Chemistry 2, Physics, and sometimes Biology 1.
You should take chemistry because we have a lot of fun labs.
Is this a sparkler?
Oh, go! Stop! Whoa. That was weird.
Chemistry offers dual credit. You should take chemistry 1 or 2 just because it's a hard, interesting class. You're going to learn a lot.
You play with acid.
You should take chemistry because of mold day.
In physics, you'll learn a lot about trigonometry and the applications of different math formulas that you'll learn in math class.
You do lots of fun and interesting labs.
You don't like chemistry or biology, there's always a third option.
Physics.
Hi, I'm Miss Jones. I am the anatomy and physiology teacher. I also teach advanced bio and physical science. But anatomy. Anatomy is still credit. It's 4 credit hours. This year it was through ACC and it costs $230. That might change a little bit next year. So with anatomy, we start off with basically talking about just like directions. So posterior, anterior, ventral, dorsal. Just like general stuff about the body, which is cool. And then we do go into a unit of chemistry, but it's just 1. So if you like chemistry, that's good. If you don't, maybe not, but it's just 1 unit. And then after that, it's kind of cool. We get to learn about histology. So you get to see what stuff looks like under the microscope, what different kinds of tissues look like under the microscope. And then after that, we go into our body systems. So I find it very interesting, obviously, and I know a lot of you guys are going into like sports science or nursing or want to be a doctor, anything medical, and you may or may not have to repeat it if you are doing something like that. But regardless, it's still a good thing to have in high school because it's a lot of information, and even if you end up taking it again, it's still very helpful, I think, to have it once prior to going to college. It is a lot of information. You will have to study, and you will have to spend time, mostly I would say on like things like learning bones and learning muscles, which is kind of new for you guys. So the study hours you might have to do maybe during Dutch time or something like that would be something that's new, but it's a good thing to kind of see, because like when you go to college, that's what you're gonna have to do. So one thing is this is for seniors only, and that's a reason. There's a reason for that. It's a challenging class, and it's a class you have to put time into, but it's definitely doable, and it's fun, and it's interesting. So hopefully a lot of you guys will pick that. But advanced bio is what I'm going to talk about here. Advanced bio is dual credit. It's 5 credit hours. This year it costs $290. It was through ACC. So that might change a little bit next year. So advanced bio is a lot like bio 1. So if you liked bio 1, you're going to like advanced bio. A lot of the stuff you learned in bio 1 is actually still there with advanced bio. It's just more detail, that's all. Let's see, juniors and seniors are able to take this class. I have about 5 juniors this year and they've all done very well. So juniors are welcome, but juniors and seniors. So that's pretty much it. It's just like bio 1, but with more detail. So if you wondered, hey, how did this work? You can take this class and you can see more in depth how something works. But I'm going to talk about physical science in this video. Me and Mr. Wilson teach physical science. It is for 9th grade, and then also there's some 10th grade students in there. Physical science is basically pre-physics and pre-chemistry. The first semester is going to be talking about stuff that you guys have had before. Things like motion, acceleration, simple machines, the scientific method, but we will go into it in more detail. Second semester will, again, you've had some of that before too. That's going to be chemistry, pre-chemistry. The stuff that you've had before there would be atoms. So we're going to talk about atoms again and the periodic table and things like mass number, atomic number. But then you guys are going to get to learn stuff that you haven't had before, which is cool. So you're going to get to learn how to name chemicals and how to predict products for chemical equations. You're going to be balancing, which I think you've had some of that. And then you're going to learn about nuclear decay. And if we get to it, you're going to get to see a little bit about significant figures, which is cool. And you're going to use that later if you take chemistry. So it's definitely, I want to say it's a doable class. We're very straightforward. You're going to know what's going to be on the test. There's not going to be surprises. You will have to study, but if you work hard, there's no reason that everyone can't do well. And we're all, or me and Mr. Wilson, are excited to see all of you guys next year.
Earth Science is a class that explores the planet we live on, its structure, and its processes. Students will study subjects including geology, astronomy, and meteorology, tectonic plate movement, rocks and minerals, natural disasters, outer space, and weather are just a few of the topics covered in this class. Students will gain experience in identifying rocks and minerals by sample kits and studying them in the field. Natural disasters such as tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes will also be discussed. In materials science, students will explore the makeup and use of materials in our world. Types of materials studied include metals, polymers, and ceramics. Lab activities will give students hands-on experiences in how and why materials are used in the way they are. This will be done by melting, bending, and breaking the materials to see what extremes the materials can handle. With each lab experience, students will have to describe and measure the resulting outcome. STEM 3 and STEM 4 are similar classes that rely on the experience gained in STEM 1 and STEM 2. The knowledge of the previous classes, in addition to the information presented in this class, will give students the tools needed to solve a real-world problem. Students will need to recognize problems and come up with reasonable solutions to solve them. And they need to be able to explain how the solution was determined and how it fixes the problem.
I'm Mrs. Weber, and I teach Biology 1 and Biology 2 here at Owensville High School. Biology 1 is an introduction to the basic principles and relationships that govern all life forms. Major themes that are going to be studied are self-structure and function, inheritance of traits, change of traits in organisms over time, and ecological principles relating organisms to each other and the environment. Much effort is placed on learning the most modern technological procedures in the study of biology. Practical applications of the concepts will develop lab skills. This course is required for graduation and has an EOC exam at the end. We do prefer that physical science be taken before Bio 1. Biology 2 is for 11th and 12th graders who have successfully completed Biology 1. This year-long course fulfills the requirements for the third year of science. It's a survey of all life on Earth with a focus on structure, function, and evolution of all major kingdoms. We will discuss current issues and ideas in biological fields and spend a day as a field biologist at the zoo at the end of the course. Study of living organisms and a section of preserved specimens is also included in the lab activities in this class.
Hi,
I just wanted to take a minute to make sure you understood there were some science classes, especially at the junior and senior level, that require prerequisite coursework, meaning courses you have to take before you can take these courses. So for example, Biology 2, you have to have passed Biology 1. To take Chemistry 1, you have to have both a C or above in Biology 1, and you have to have passed Geometry. To take Advanced Biology, you have to have a B or above in both Bio 1 and Physical Science. To take Physics, it is highly recommended that you have completed college algebra and trig. To take Chemistry 2, you have to have a C or above in Chemistry 1. To take Anatomy and Physiology, you have to have a C or above in Bio 1 or Chem 1. And to take STEM 3, you have to have STEM 1 and 2. In order to take STEM 4, you have to have taken STEM 3.